Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Road to Glory series, in which I'm going to turn this man into a Heisman winner. We get into our first playoff game on our way to a state championship, hopefully, and we early find Alex Howell for a touchdown, up 7-0 against Santa Rosa, and very quickly I'm getting back to work, finding Weisbecker for a big 42-yard gain. Later on in the drive, I'm rolling out, and I find Gio Saria as he rolls into the end zone for a 28-yard touchdown, up 14-0 now. 3rd and 21 as I find Tien Nguyen down the sideline for an easy touchdown. As you can see, I'm 6 for 9, 160 yards and 2 tutties. I'm dotting up this defense. Weisbecker catching that big 31-yard reception. Looking to go up even bigger. Screen pass to Alex Howell as he goes. He's rolling, and he gets all the way down to the 1. And next play, I end up finding the end zone with my legs. Later on, just before the end of the second quarter, I find Gio Saria a 14-yard reception to go up 34-0. And once again, late into the third quarter, I do it again with my legs, going up big. This game was not hard. I did absolutely amazing. 6 tutties, almost 400 yards, 0 turnovers. We were beasting and feasting on that defense really easily in the first round. And because of that game, we found ourselves with a scholarship to Missouri and offers from Wisconsin, West Virginia, and Wake Forest. Ultimately, I decided to go to West Virginia. My boy back home he went to West Virginia University, so I had to see if they wanted me. As we get into playoffs round 2 against Covina. Now against Covina, they turned the ball over really quickly, and ultimately our defense ended up scoring a touchdown, as on our first offensive play from scrimmage, Bill Wilson caught a 63-yard touchdown pass. We're starting just where we left off, as again, next possession, Gio Saria down the middle of the field for another 40 yards. And again, Weisbecker for 20 yards on the right side of the field. We are dotting this defense up. And you can see I can also do it with my legs as I'm rolling, and I ultimately end up falling down at the 1-yard line. But that doesn't matter because I'm rolling and I'm running over people as I work my way into the end zone. Early in the second quarter, I find Bill Wilson down the middle of the field again for a big gain. Now on 1st and 10, I'm rolling, I'm searching, and I find Ostrander in the back of the end zone for a 14-yard tutty. Late into the third quarter, up 28-0, I'm rolling out, and I decide to take it with my legs once again, and I fumble. I fumbled 4 times, up 28-0, 4 times total. But we get the ball right back, and I find Weisbecker again as he runs over these guys. He's tired of it. And I end up going 17 for 23 with 371 yards, 4 total touchdowns, 40 rushing yards, but we did have the 4 fumbles. And because of that game, West Virginia wants us to show up and play quarterback. I'm not surprised. I would too. And also, as a result, we get the big boys looking at us, Alabama, Ohio State, and Georgia. Ultimately, I decide to go with Bama because who doesn't want to play for Nick Saban? Roll Tide. Now, as I make this decision, I'm ranked 61st in the nation and leading into playoffs week 3 against Compton as we find Gio Saria on our first play from scrimmage for 47 yards down the field. Later on in this possession, 2nd and 9, we're dropping back immediately rolling out, and look who I find going behind the defenders, Mr. Weisbecker for a 27-yard easy touchdown. Late into the first quarter, we're going and we're rolling, and look who we find here. Mr. Ostrander manages to get behind the defense just so I can dot him up. 2nd and goal. I end up giving the ball to Bill Wilson, sharing the love of tutties for my buddies. And as you can see, I planned this screen, but nobody comes and pressures me, so I easily find Ostrander and get down to the 1 yard line, and ultimately end up handing the ball off to Alex Howell, sharing the love once again, up 21-3. I immediately go and I roll, I look, I'm running for my life, and I get a big gain. Later in the third, 1st and 10, I find who else but Gio Saria down the side for an easy big gain. Next play, I'm going, and once again, I'm rolling out, and look at what I can do with my legs as I work my way into the end zone. Ultimately, I only scored 2 touchdowns this game. I had a lot of rushing yards. I only scored 95 recruiting points, but I didn't need to do much, as Alabama offers me a big scholarship, and we get offers from Wisconsin, Wake Forest, and Virginia. Ultimately, I ended up going with Virginia. I decided that I didn't want the ranked schools, and I get moved up to 42 in the nation as we play in the state championship against San Bernardino High School. And as you can see, late into the first, after San Bernardino was up 3-0, I decided to take things into my own hands, and I go up for a 17-yard rush, followed by this touchdown in UCLA Stadium. Big 20-yard run, showing everybody in California what I can do. 1st and 10 late into the second. As you can see, I can find Gio Sario with that dot behind the defense to go up 14-3. Later on, I'm breaking tackles. I'm making dudes miss. I'm running down the sidelines as I go into the second quarter, halfway through, with 90 rushing yards already. And later on that drive, I find who else but Weisbecker for a big 38-yard gain. And look at what I can do with my legs once again as I end that drive with a big touchdown. They ultimately end up turning the ball over deep into their side of the field. And look at what I can do. Another rushing touchdown, making that 3 on the day. Going into the third quarter, I'm looking, I'm scrambling, I'm going to do it all with my legs. I'm going to run, I'm going to just go for as many rushing yards as I can. If they're not going to stop me, 14 rushes for 156 yards in the game at that point. And as you can see here, I don't know why I threw it. Something told me to throw it, but my guy made it happen, and we end up scoring there. And as you can see, we're continuously just dotting up this defense as I find Ostrander for 66-yard touchdown. And after this, they pretty much decide to take me out of the game as I find Alex Howell for another touchdown to end up winning this game 56-3. As you can see, 505 passing yards, 158 rushing yards, 7 total TDs. My best game of the season by far, and it came in the state championship as I completely destroyed this defense. 19 of 24, 7 total touchdowns. It was just too easy, and it only got easier once the playoffs hit. And as you can see, Virginia offered me a scholarship at quarterback, and I got offers from Arizona State, Arkansas, and Auburn. Ultimately, I went with Auburn. I just felt like that was a better decision for me. And that's about wraps it up. We end up winning the state championship, and now we have big decisions to make. Where are we going to go to college? Where should we go to college? What's going to give us the best opportunity to play? If you guys have any opinions, please write them down in the comments section below. Please like the video, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.